Welcome back to Real Life Reviews and welcome to the third vlog of the year. It's week 3 of January, one vlog a week. If you enjoy the content, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And do stick around to the end where we have some links to some of our other videos, reviews, etc. that we do on the channel. Over to the news then, and in some respects the biggest news, but it's the whole year sort of news. It's obviously an Olympic qualifying year this year for Paris 2024, next year. And what that's doing is it's sort of drawing some older names out of the woodwork, and my apologies if you're offended if I've just called you older, but it's drawing some experienced names out of the woodwork and some shifting from the longer distances back towards Olympic to try and get that, in some cases, final shot at some Olympic stardom. Who are we looking at? So these people hitting the triathlon series events this year. Gwen Jorgensen, 2014 and 2015 world champion. Plus also, of course, don't forget, she got gold in Rio in 16. So some serious pedigree there to her. She moved to marathon running after Rio, and by all counts, she's now hitting the Tri-Series, the PTO events, etc. This season. Inspired by the Team USA silver in Tokyo 2024, I'm led to believe, and it may be that she's targeting a team medal rather than an individual medal. Others targeting, well, on the ladies' side, we've got Flora Duffy, Evergreen, and Katie Zafiris. Katie was part of the 2020 team and was also 2019 world champion. So I know years are ticking by, but do not wipe that out. She's returning now as a mother with serious Olympic ambitions. And another one not to forget about as well is Italy's Alice Beto. She was 7th in Tokyo, no mean feat at all, and she did no racing at all in 2022, but all the evidence is that she's entering this year for a shot at 2024. On the men, well, the two big names are obviously Christian Blumenfeld and Gustav Iden. They kind of speak for themselves. They both shifted to the longer course and had big focuses over the course of 2022. Christian obviously was the Olympic and world champion. He finished last season with a couple of top 10s, but he clearly he had his sub 7, which was just awesome, and was also Ironman world champion in St. George. Gustav, on the other hand, was 70.3 world champion, and let's not forget Kona itself. So some big names looking to hit that shorter arena. Other news, well, coming up, and quite appropriately in Nice, the alternative Ironman World Championship venue, but coming up in Nice on the 20th of January, so not too far away, we've got the first ever Global Triathlon Awards. Now, there's sort of kit and event elements to this, but there's also performer elements, and it's going to be really interesting to see who gets what. And let's just take a little dive into who is in this award system, who's been nominated. And the awards are a collaboration between World Triathlon, Super League and the PTO, the Professional Triathletes Organisation. There are 11 awards. Let's just have a little look at one or two. Nominations then for the areas that most of us are going to be really interested in. So, Best Male of the Year, wow. Hayden Wilde, Gustav Iden, Christian Blumenfeld, Alex Yee and Matthew Hansen. And in the females, it's just as heavy hitting. We've got Flora Duffy, Ashley Gentle, Georgia Taylor Brown, Lucy Charles Barkley and Chelsea Sodaro. And then just alongside those, we've got Rookie of the Year. 5 nominations here as well. This is mixed male-female. Katie Crowhurst, Sam Laidlow, Connor Bentley, Chelsea Sodaro again, and Kenji Nina, the Japanese athlete. So, phenomenal set of names. Interestingly though, in the females, numbers 1, 2 and 4 in the PTO rankings aren't nominated. That's Anna Howe, Daniela Reef and Taylor Knibb. Whilst in the men, the top 2 are in, that's Christian Blumenfeld and Gustav Eden, but none of the others are ranked in the top 20. Now, I do appreciate that the PTA rankings, you score points for what you get, and there's a hangover period of time that they are valid for, etc, etc, etc. And it's a well-known and pretty well justified reasoning, but it is interesting to see how few of the top 20 actually, or the fact that people have been nominated and they're not even in the top 20. And yeah, okay, enough said, I think. Let's move on then to the meat of this video. I had a fantastic day yesterday at Speedhub in Lutterworth, and without any further ado, let's just cut across to some of the video I've taken of that day. Well, it's 8:05 in the morning, and take a look at the van. You can't see out the window. If I show you the front, you might be able to see temperature outside -4 degrees. -5 when my partner left a short while ago to go to work. What are we doing today? Well, we're heading off towards Leicester, Lutterworth to be more precise, to Speedhub, and we're going to look at, in particular, well, we're going to look at the shop, that's for sure, but we're looking at the whole process of getting or buying and getting a coup, basically made to measure, whiz up to date with science in terms of aerodynamics and fitting for the rider, and being super aero with the rider involved, and see how that goes. So there'll be a bit of a bike fit, and what happens then, the bike fit measurements are sent to coup and the frame is worked around the rider. So they obviously make the frame in varying sizes, but they then cut the frame to actually suit the rider. So it's kind of as close as you can probably get to having a frame specifically made for you, and arguably this is made for you. So we're going to let the car, or the van rather, defrost. We've got about a 2.5 hour drive, but with traffic we're going to hit rush hour, and the weather, it might be a little bit longer, and I'll speak to you when we get there. Well, we've made it, a bit of a journey, accidents on the road, but we've got here and I'm at Speedhub, and you can see the shop behind me. So I'm just going to take you for a quick look round and have a look at some of the brands. I'm seriously impressed. I've had a quick look round myself. I'm pretty impressed. There's some of my favourite brands here, but let me turn the camera around and we'll have a bit of a look. Cool. So we'll have a quick chat with Tim and possibly also Lucy, who are in the shop at the moment, whose shop this is. But just walking in, we've got actually what's quite a range of Orca wetsuits, which I think in this day and age is quite impressive, because that's what you will notice in here is a lot of kit, which obviously takes money to actually get in the shop. So they're invested pretty heavily. Now, as I start looking at some bikes, I'm looking here at some Argon frames, and those of you that have been watching the channel for a little while will know that my tri-bike at the moment is an Argon, and I do love the brand, and we've got an Argon road bike. But if I pan a little bit, we've got quite a lot, and in front of me now here are some absolutely gorgeous felts, and just look at the paint job on some of these. Look at the metallic in the blue there, and just coming down, there we go, look at that. I can't use the words on camera that I actually would like to use for those, but I noticed just going up onto looking at the helmets, and yes, there's some POC, I can see a POC and an ABUS, but right at the front I see what looks like a Met drone wide body, which again is one of my favourite helmets, as a sort of not quite full aero with a big tail, just cut down a bit, more real world for those of us that actually have to ride in real world conditions. Lucy's doing the work. You'll notice that Lucy does all the work. She's waving at you, and Tim just sits and plays with things. Or if you ask Tim, we'll get to Tim. He's just waved at us. Just pan round. There he is. We'll chat to Tim in a moment. But good old Oakleys. But I'm really chuffed to see in amongst a massive range of Hokers, and again you'll know that Hokers are one of my favourites, and we've had a good look at in particular the Speedgoat 5, well the 4, the 3 and the 2 over time. We've got another Argon 18 sat here, and yet more really on the button felts.
little workshop area, but massively well stocked with everything you're going to need. We'll come back to Tim in a moment, but I'm just looking at the wall, and it's a little bit of a who's who of quality saddles. You've got some ISMs, Specialized Pro logos, etc. But if I scan down a little bit, we've got my favourite saddle in the world, John Cobb's saddles, the J Cobb as they are now, and just there we go. Look, there's the Type 5, which is the new version of the saddle I've used for many years, the Joff 55, the just off the front. Just spinning around a bit more, there is a coup. This is the bike that I'm actually here to seriously look at, and I'm putting an order in for a coup bike. But that's Tim's bike. It's a bit of a way out there. I think it's a Marmite paint scheme, really. You're going to either love that or hate it. But notes the Zip 858 NSWs that are shot on there that it's wearing. Very good. And what you'll see as well, Tim is a full-on Retul bike fitter. And there's the Retul setup. So, yeah, what a lovely, lovely little shop. And let's just have a few words with Tim himself. Nah. Okay, so here's Tim. So just tell us a little bit, Tim, about how you started Speedhub up and what the sort of thought process was behind doing something like this.
Well, I've been a triathlete now for over 30 years, and it's been my passion and my love for that long. I 20 years ago, started having back issues with on my bike, and got very interested in bike fitting. Later on, 10 years later, I was a Retul bike fitter, started the shop because everyone was asking for not just bike fits but bikes and wetsuits and running shoes, and that's where we kind of are today. We pride ourselves in being passionate about everything we do. We stock only the brands that we love and we believe in, and yeah, coming to work's not like coming to work, really.
And that's what we all want to do, isn't it? And what about this link with Coup and the Coup bike?
Oh, Coup's fantastic. Coup's I personally knew the owner of Coup, Alex Bock, from one of his previous roles with the John Cobb saddle company. And when Alex started his project with Richard McCainch, we were one of the first companies in the UK that he came to talk about the project and the bike itself. And being a triathlete, we love technology, so we were the first to jump on board and get behind the project. We've spent some time in the Netherlands with Alex, and yeah, we love the Coup bike. We've got a small team in the UK now racing the Coup bikes, the Coup Next Gen team. They love their bikes. We just think it's a great project and something completely different for the bike industry.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Tim. And we'll put in the description down below, we'll put a link to Speedhub and their website. They do a great little online shop as well. And if they haven't got what you want, well, give them a ring. See if they've got it in.
Give us a call. You're talking to real people.
Cheers, Tim.
Cheers.
And now time just for a quick little montage of some bits and pieces, and I'll keep the background sound on, but it's not meant to be commentary per se.
The mechanical argument is
That's going to happen today.
We were at Staffordshire one year and he was doing that the Gordon Run.
There's no difference between the two, so you can do on a club.
Oh yeah.
So we know it comfortably far. You can go down. You want you to go as low as you can. You can go forward or back, but just comfortably, whatever you can do. Pattern for it, so it must be good.
A little insight there into what we were doing at Speedhub. Tim is fantastic. We don't have the patches on and going through the full fit, batteries in the camera and everything, and time. But what a great day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it the like and share. And in the description down below, I've put a link to Wiggle, who sell an awful lot of the kit that we review on this channel. And every bit you spend, we get a tiny proportion. You spend no more. And in fact, you can get some really good deals going through the link. I've also put a link to Speedhub. So as we said in the video, anything you need, give them a call, see what they can do for you. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please click on the little round picture down there. I've put a link to last week's vlog just down there. And in the top, we've got the Alien 2 multi-tool review, and we've also got the Jacob Delta 38 review. Thanks again for watching.